and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person, and I do have a members-only channel with a lot of perks for members, including weekly live workshops with a different manifesting topic each week, weekly live group coaching, a lot of exclusive content, monthly challenges for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website or to the membership channel. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to speak to all of you, and I know there are many of you out there who might be struggling with your manifestation, specifically those of you who find yourselves spiral often about your manifestation, who get triggered a lot, who get hit by doubts and fears a lot, and so on. I want to suggest a method that is actually quite advanced. However, if you adopt it and you embody it and you make it a part of your daily practice and you make it actually a habit, it's going to make it so much easier to get yourself out of any triggering, any spiraling, any second thoughts, doubts, insecurities, fears, and so on. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So I know, and I've been there myself, and at times I even find myself there, here and there, that manifesting, conscious manifesting, even though it's a simple process, is not necessarily always an easy process. That's because we all tend to get stuck in the 3D. We all tend to fall into the trap of circumstances. We're all conditioned to look at the 3D for evidence. And so when we start learning these teachings and essentially unlearning all the things that we knew so far and relearning new mental habits, new emotional habits, new ways of looking at reality, it's not always so simple, it's not always so straightforward, and it's not always so easy. And the challenge that most people face is that they cannot stay stable in their state. They tend to waver a lot, they tend to spiral a lot, they tend to get triggered a lot, they tend to look at the 3D for movement a lot. They have days where they're riddled by fears and insecurities and second-guessing everything and their own doubts and so on. And so I know this struggle, and I can tell you every conscious manifestor has known this struggle at least at some point or other. However, the beautiful thing about practicing these teachings is that you still know that you are the operant power. And knowing that you are the operant power, even at times when you don't exactly feel like you have the power, even at times when you feel like you're disempowered, you still know that you have the final choice, you still know that you can have the final say, you still know that you can turn things around. And this, you guys, is a very beautiful and important thing. So for those of you who are spiraling a lot, for those of you who get triggered all the time, for those of you who find yourselves wavering here and there and here and there and cannot stay steady in your state, for those of you who might have one good day and then 3 days where you are riddled by doubt and fear, I'm going to suggest one method that, as I said in my intro, is quite advanced. It is very simple, but it is advanced because it requires you to have self-control and stop yourself from all this spiraling and all this second-guessing and doubting. However, I can tell you that if you do adopt it, if you make it a mental habit, it's going to get you out of so much trouble now and in the future, in terms of being triggered, in terms of spiraling all the time, in terms of wavering all the time, in terms of wanting to give up, giving into your fears, giving into your doubts, and so on. And that method, without further ado, is you reminding yourself every time that you catch yourself spiraling or being triggered or wavering or worrying about the how is your manifestation going to come? When you see so many obstacles and so many circumstances, every time you catch yourself in states like that, you want to be stopping yourself right there and reminding yourself that it is already done. My desire is already done. What does that mean in practical terms? That means I don't have to worry about the how. I don't have to worry about the when. I don't have to worry about if it's going to happen. I know I'm declaring and I'm affirming that it is happening because it is already done. It means that I can relax and not worry about all the details because I don't have to sort out any details. The details will sort themselves out. It means that I can go about my life feeling much better, much lighter, much more optimistic, and much more confident and secure that my desire is mine. It means that I don't have to worry about any present or past circumstances and resolving those. There is nothing to resolve. They will resolve themselves. They will sort themselves out. All I have to do, all I have to trust and believe is that it is done. I don't know the when and I don't know the how. I also don't know how it's going to unfold, but I know it is done. And what that means is that it's coming to me. One way or another, however way things unfold, whether it comes all at once or it unfolds over a period of time or whatever other way, I know it is done. I know that I don't have to put in tremendous amounts of effort. I know that I can keep it simple. I know that I can go out and enjoy myself and enjoy my life because I know that my desire is done. And every time you catch yourself worrying about how is it going to happen? What about this circumstance? What about that circumstance? Know that it is done. Stop yourself right there and tell yourself it is done. This is none of my business. How it's going to happen, how it's going to unfold is none of my business. All I know and all I'm going to trust is that it is done. And yes, you guys, like I said, it's a simple method. It's a very simple method. However, it's quite advanced because it requires you to stop your ego from spiraling and from whispering in your ear all the time and from bombarding you with all those opposing thoughts. And it requires you from stopping yourself from engaging with these thoughts, identifying with these thoughts, believing them, entertaining them, feeding them even with even more thoughts of the same kind, and as such, finding yourself spiraling worse and worse and worse. And it requires you to have the discipline to stop yourself in that moment from that satisfaction you are getting from dwelling into the negative, dwelling into the doubts and the fears and the insecurities, dwelling in the addiction of all of that. Instead, you are asking yourself to stop right there and to trust that it is done. You have nothing to worry about, and as such, you have nothing to spiral about. You have nothing to waver about. You have nothing to doubt. You have nothing to be triggered about. And this, you guys, believe it or not, it might come as a surprise. It can actually come as a blow to your ego because your ego wants the drama. Your ego wants you to spiral. Your ego wants you to engage with all the opposition and all the negativity. So it does require a lot of self-discipline to stop yourself in that moment and remind yourself of who you are at your core and to stop that spiral by reminding yourself, this is done. If you are able to implement this very, very simple practice in your daily routine or as needed, every time, as I said, you catch yourself dwelling in doubt, being triggered, wavering, doubting everything, second-guessing everything, and so on, I promise you, you will spare yourself from a lot of anxiety, a lot of unnecessary triggering, a lot of unnecessary inner drama and inner battling, and you're actually making it very, very simple and very, very easy for yourself to stay focused on your desire and on your desired state. Try it, see if it resonates with you. As I said, you might notice that your ego is trying to reject that. Your ego might be trying to rebel against that. Persist anyway. Keep telling that to yourself anyway until it becomes a new mental habit. Until you know and you have that inner confidence and that inner security that yes, my desire is done, so I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to sort out. Once that becomes your new mental habit, that will lead to new mental states, new states of consciousness, and you are going to see your desires and your manifestations flowing in so much more naturally, effortlessly, easily, and you're going to be getting everything you want much faster. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.